Alright, so after doing the BR600's much needed valve adjustment, this thing is pulling over and running a lot better now. Beforehand, this thing wouldn't actually reach peak RPM like it should. After adjusting the valves, it actually reaches top RPM like it should. And not only that, it pulls over and just runs altogether so much nicer. That was the last thing I needed to do to this. The only other thing really that I need to do to this is switch out the muffler, because this muffler, because of how broken it is blowing the exhaust more towards this way and melting part of the cover instead of coming out this way like it should. Unfortunately, the bolts are fighting me very badly and I cannot get them out, so I may have to resort to doing them out a different way, drilling them out, using a tap and die, who knows. So anyway, it runs a whole lot better now after doing so much part swapping. The only things that belong to this engine still are the air box. The air filter base is still the original. This air filter cover I switched out. The engine is obviously the same, and the muffler is still the same. The only things that are from the engine that aren't the same is the valve cover and that rubber intake boot that goes in between the carburetor and the engine. The recoil, this badge, fuel tank, frame, engine cover, air filter cover, those have all been switched out. The volute and tube housing is still the original, actually, which means, oh, okay, so it's not really on there much anymore. That's okay. The throttle assembly and the throttle assembly and the cable came off of my old 2011 600. This entire tube assembly came off of the BR600 that was from 2020, and this frame also came from that same exact 600 from 2020. The end nozzle came off of another one. I can't remember which one it came off of, but it was one that was in much better shape to replace the old one that was worn down that had tape on it. So that's definitely a whole lot better. Straps are in good shape. The lettering is kind of worn off of them, but then again, that's not an issue. They physically look like they're in good shape. I'm gonna go and start this baby up now. The pull rope doesn't jerk anymore or anything. It pulls over super crisp now. Restarts perfectly fine with no issue. Again, it pulls over way easier than it did before.